It's time once again for your Monday Mortgage Update, and today we are talking no money down programs and what you need to know. Zachary Levesque, Director and Branch Manager of Home Point Financial, is back in studio to talk about the many programs available to prospective home buyers. Good morning, Zach.
Morning.
Great to see you as always, sir. A lot of people might have some confusion with this type of thing. I was reading, we were chatting earlier about how not all of these have income restrictions, which is great, something that really would resonate, I would presume, at home with people watching. But let's break down some of those no money down programs so people can better understand.
Yeah, most people, Rhode Island housing probably resonates with most listeners out there as far as a no money down program. And a couple of years ago, there were income restrictions. The majority of their products with no money down do not have income restrictions. So, you know, you can make as much as $100,000, $150,000 and still qualify. In addition to that, there's also other housing programs that do have income restrictions, but they're in specific cities. So, you know, we've said this before, you come to us, tell us what you want, and we'll put you in the right direction. Besides housing, there's also other programs. USDA is no money down, and that's financing in more rural areas, which there's a lot in Rhode Island.
Right.
The Gloucester area, usually more north. And that's a no money down program. A lot of veterans come to us, VA people that didn't realize that there's a no money down program for veterans, which is, in my opinion, probably the best program because there's no mortgage insurance on that product.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, so I think most people think housing, but I can't tell you how many times people come to us and are surprised at what they can qualify for, what the payment is, and as right now rent prices are rising dramatically.
Right. You
can own a home for potentially less than what you're paying in rent and get that mortgage interest deduction on your tax return.
There truly is that element. We've heard the term before, self-sabotage. Yeah. We think going in automatically, this can't go anywhere, I can't do it. But the reality is there are options available and people just really need to explore them.
Yeah, and I think some people may be a little intimidated by it, and people don't like to get bad news. That's just human nature. Right. But the reality of working with a lender like us, there is no application fee. So it's only a little bit of time. Maybe you're spending a half an hour on the phone with somebody. Maybe you're coming in the office spending time. But, you know, knowledge is power, and we're able to put a lot of people in homes that probably didn't realize they could get into a home a year ago.
And you, sir, possess a wealth of knowledge. I said to him before we went on, how do you know so much? It's great information, Zach, and we appreciate you sharing with us as always. To learn more about the great work being done at Home Point Financial and how they can help you out, just check our website, roadshow.com.